Justice in some part or another was served this week. If you don't know, you've been under a rock. Of course, it's the trial of Mr. Floyd's death that was been happening over in Minneapolis. And Derek Chauvin was found guilty on all counts. And we're just going to get right into it. You've seen the news stories. You've seen what's happened. We're just going to get into our reactions and feelings about this. So, Marsha, start us off.
It's a small step, I guess. There's a lot. I'm conflicted. I have police officers in my family. So you never want to see a police officer go down. But at the same time, as a Black person, it was a little bit of justice. You know, that man, we all were impacted by watching that video. And it was just inhumane. It was wrong, and he deserved to be in jail. Just hopefully people look at that and say, okay, now I understand why we want police reform. That's why it still bothers me to this day, because that could be one of my kids, that could be me, it could be one of my friends, my brothers. It's just, but I'm glad that the verdict was what it was. I think if it wasn't, there had been an uproar, because Stevie Wonder could have saw that was wrong. So,
you got that right.
Yeah.
Wow. Cortez, I mean, you know, you can't say much more than what Marsha just reiterated to us. I mean, this was a step. Now, I feel, a lot of people in the reporting world were saying that it was a sigh of relief. There's no relief in this. This is just one step. Would be a catalyst for other cases that have happened throughout the United States. This is a precedent.
Thank God for the improvement of cell phones, because we would not have received it. I really believe if it wasn't no video, it would have went south real quick. And I think, I was talking with a coworker of mine, and I was like, I see why this verdict, they found Derek guilty compared to when we had the Los Angeles riots over the Rodney King situation. This was good quality. This was a good quality video. We seen Derek put his neck on Floyd. It wasn't you can't battle, you can't dance around that. That's straight up. It's no other way you can interpret that video. You seen that cop with his knee on his neck. There's no way you could paint that picture. That was, and kudos to those people. I'm glad now that video is starting to become a very important aspect in these situations. Body cams now, everybody, we want to see body cams immediately after something like this goes down, because the message has been sent. Like, look, if something like this happens again, we want to see immediate body cam. We don't want to wait 5 or 6 months to see it. We want to see it right away, because we want to make sure that everything was up and up.
Absolutely. Now, GPS, what does this mean for the future of policing? Everybody, as we mentioned last week, a lot of people were saying defund the police. And I said it's kind of getting a little played out here. We talked about a restructuring of the whole police system in general in the United States. But where did the police go from here?
Well, the first thing they have to do is get some new training going on. Okay? If they're not pulling out guns, if they're not shooting anything, you don't need to pull out a gun and shoot anything. Or keep 2 guns on. One with some rubber bullets in it. Something. Anything other than the real bullet first. Now we got to deal with the aftermath of that. Somebody's just got a wound. Well, hey, you had a weapon, I had one. But they're going to have to start working with some less lethal methods first. Now, if things start happening, well, then, we got to do what we got to do. But definitely training, less lethal methods first, then whatever the protocol is going to be from there.
There's a lot that I heard about Minnesota law concerning time in prison. This is really something significant, especially with this case has come to pass. This is just stage 1. Now the sentencing is coming up. So for what I'm hearing, in general, this type of a case could be a 40-year case for any individual. But for a person of the badge, one that doesn't have a record, it could be as little as maybe 12 years served in prison. So, what are we, Marsha, what do you think? Do you think that the judge will actually, see, is going to be seeing with blinders, focused in on this case?
I'm just going to pray he doesn't. I'm going to pray that justice is really served. We have African American and Black and brown people in jail serving 50 years for a marijuana charge. And if you're going to sit here and tell me you watched this man kill, I mean, literally, he didn't want to move. His job is to protect first. And if you think that they're going to do 12 years and it's going to go away, that Black officer who accidentally shot the white lady out the car, he got 15, and that was an accident. So,
I remember that Noor something was his name.
Yep. So they're going to have to do justice or no justice, no peace. I'm sorry, that's what's going to happen.
He should get, at minimum, get what the other officer got and make sure he does all 12 and a half.
But you think 12 is enough?
No, but it's at minimum what he should get. And if Officer Noor does all 12, then Mr. Chauvin needs to do all 12.
Let's be real, man. His reputation is destroyed. He could do 12 years and come out, man. He can't even go. He won't be able to piss in a paper bag when he get out, man. If he gets out in 12, people know who he is, man. His face is blanketed the media. Even let's just say if he goes and does the 12, let's just say he does 12 years. When he comes out, they're gonna have a press release when his ass comes out, man. Nobody is not going to communicate with this guy. They're going to alienate themselves from him because what he did was so bad. People still, even in a courtroom, like you would have seen his facial gestures. He had no remorse for what he did.
Yeah, you're right.
His face was straight. And I told him, I'm like when you are that, like, his mindset to me, he's definitely a sociopath. He didn't. To him, what he did was wrong. He made no apologies to his family. He said nothing at all, man. If he does, I wish they would give him the 40, but they probably won't. But his reputation is already so destroyed. Like I said, he can't even work in a Mickey D's, man. It ain't happening.
I'm really hoping that justice will be served as far as more than any kind of technicalities, because he doesn't have a record, the quote-unquote pillar of the community type of phrasing that they like to do for every person that has committed a heinous crime or what have you.
He has some type of a record. We just don't know about it.
Good point.
We don't know because I'm looking at this as though the way he was photographed and the way he was taking pictures, this is not his first time doing this.
No, it's not his first rodeo. And actually, it's a good thing you said that. There was a story that I think came out this week where they're looking into an investigation where he was involved in an assault of a Black man. So, like you said, for him, this could be just another bone in the skeleton's closet of his life. So, let's just hope that justice is served. And at the same time, that this case of George Floyd is used as a new precedent to basically watch over these cops and just tell them, say, hey, look, just because you have a badge doesn't mean that you're above the law. You still need to be responsible for what you do. You protect and you serve, just like in some of these police officer logos, especially LA. It says to protect and serve on the side of their vehicle. Do it. Don't just say it, but actually do it.